views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect those of Vegas AllNet Radio, its affiliates, or its parent company.
Hey, welcome back. This is SinCityBounty.com broadcasting. It's Tuesday. Everybody's here. Late, but we're here.
Barely.
That's awesome.
I got My Little Pony ones too.
You gotta talk into the mic.
Oh, I got My Little Pony ones too.
Those are what, Wonder Woman
Earbuds.
Earbuds, and you've got My Little Pony ones.
Yep.
Yes,
ma'am.
I
grabbed
wonder.
whatever was in my daughter's backpack.
I'm using the studio one, so I'm sharing germs with millions of ears right now.
That's fabulously disgusting.
I know.
Disgusting. You don't know whose fungus-filled ears have been all up on that shit.
No, I don't. I will wash them very well when I get home. Maybe I'll get some Purell and go to the bathroom when I'm done here.
You wash your ears well.
You know what? It's one of the things that I have to do. I don't know why, but every time I run my fingers through my hair, if it's been a day, I go, oh, damn, my ears smell bad. So I wash them like crazy all the time. Washcloth, midday.
Crazy.
Wow.
I don't know what it is. I think it's because I had pierced ears and I never wear earrings. So they don't cleanse or whatever it is that earrings do, push through that gunk. You know that gunk that comes out of your ear hole?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of collects there. I don't know.
Mine are closed now.
no
I
idea.
used to have a shit ton on this ear, and 2 or 3 here.
A little rebel.
But mine
I did.
won't
I had
close.
2 up here and a middle, and
Do you
then I
have-
had 4 here.
Do you have other piercings?
No.
Why'd
No?
you take them out?
I mean, I did it when I was young. I used to pierce them myself. Yeah.
Wow.
I used to get ice in a needle and bing.
First time I got my ears pierced was ice and a needle.
Yeah.
Great grandma, named right after me. I was gonna say my name.
And I used to have to my original holes, which were done when I was little. They've never stayed open. They've always closed.
Mine are closed. Always closed.
If you look on the back of my ear, you can see I've had to re-pierce them like a million times. So.
I'm planning on getting mine re-pierced, but I'm going to go to a professional piercing parlor and have hollow points done, so that an actual chunk of flesh is taken out.
Oh.
So
Instead of
that.
that gun at Spencer's?
Yeah, no, I can do it. Do you have a hole punch?
yeah,
That's a big ass hole.
I don't want to gauge my ears. God damn it! I want to pierce them.
Just go get me a piece of ice.
Wait, Michael's might sell the smaller hole punches, you know. Michael's or Joanne's.
Can I get a star-shaped one? No earring needed. I'll just put a little gem in there.
And you don't have any other piercings
Anymore.
What piercings did you have?
I have my eyebrow done. You can see it's still scarred. I have my belly button done, and I had my tongue gauged to a double aught at one point.
How come you don't have those anymore?
My belly button ring I had to take out for an initiation that I was going through, and I couldn't have it in because there's a possibility it would get ripped out.
Right.
And so I took it out, and then I just never put it back in, and it healed up. My eyebrow one was a very fast healer, and I worked at an ice cream parlor for a person that you and I both know.
Right.
And I couldn't, this was before they would let you have facial piercings. So I had to take it out every day, and I would forget to put it back in. And so some days I almost couldn't get it back in. 3 days, and I couldn't get it back in anymore. I was like, fuck it. And then my tongue, I had it gauged up to a double aught when I met so it's about as big around as my thumb. So I had it gauged up to that. And then I met my husband, and he didn't like it. I'm like, you're the only dude I've ever given head to who did not like my tongue piercing.
Wow.
Ever. And so he wanted me to take it out because he didn't like it. And so I took it out, and I never put it back in again. And tongues are really hard to re-pierce. Plus, I've done a lot of surface damage to the backs of my teeth.
Did you originally have the tongue piercing just for giving head?
Yes, one of my girlfriends took me down and was like, "You need to get your tongue pierced." I was like, "Okay." And then after I
know
broke
you're
up with her,
bi, so did you use it on both girls and guys?
Yes.
And did they both gain
pleasure.
The extra pleasure that
everyone,
it provides?
Everyone except my ex-husband. I was like, "You're so
well, he was
weird."
kind of a dork.
Of course, now he's a furry, so there goes that. He's a submissive furry at that. I'm like, "Woo, we could not have been any more different than Although,
Have you ever been with a guy who's had a piercing on his penis?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was weird because it had been a first time.
Uh-huh.
So it was weird. Yeah, I didn't love it.
You didn't love it?
Uh-uh.
I would be afraid, I think.
I want to try it.
I
I
think
mean,
that's
not that
what
it's
I
going to
was.
happen, but I mean,
I was more afraid that it would get lost.
Dick pulls out, no piercing left. Where'd
Like,
it go?
Wait, that was a pretty big piercing. Like, where is it? Where is it? There was a.
I could just see you going into the piercing parlor going, so we were having sex.
I'd be sticking magnets down there, like.
Stainless
I
steel,
wonder-
it's not magnetic.
I wonder how many hospital visits, how many of those that nurses and doctors
They
at
have
hospitals
to.
have seen, because
Oh, I'm sure
they've
tons.
seen all kinds of things in bodily orifices.
There are
Right.
so many true stories of people who got their mouths attached to another person's genitals because their piercings became entangled. And they would have to go to the hospital. And of course, you can't drive yourself, especially if you're a girl with a guy stuck between your legs. So you have to call the ambulance. So you got to ride in the ambulance with all the hot paramedics looking at you with some dude's face between your crotch because your snatchy pussy snatched his face right into it.
I asked because I met I met somebody new this week, just in passing, business, and it was here at the station, and they must have had, I swear to God, just in their face, they must have had like 30 piercings.
That's crazy.
And
I mean,
it
it's
was a little
cool, but-
crazy. Yeah. I've always had these wistful, ideas of maybe getting my eyebrow pierced.
You would look
'cause
so
I think
adorable with an
I think it
eyebrow
would be like
piercing.
so cool, but then I meet someone with like a piercing in their nose, and I'm not real
But-
attracted to that at all.
Would you get your eyebrow pierced now? It's like very 1994.
No,
wrong with
I
that?
Huh?
I had past tense.
Okay.
A teeny tiny little hoop with like a little like
I would be so
jewel.
afraid.
I've
My hair gets tangled just
Mhm.
from nothing.
Mm.
And I would be afraid of my hair getting caught in it
And
and me
rip-
going to go swipe it and just ripping my eyebrow out or something.
Now
As-
you just end up with two little scars like I've got.
As part of my trying new things, I have thought about getting my nose pierced, which again I realize is also very 1994.
It's
Teenage
kind of
angst, but
commonplace now, though.
It is.
Yeah,
but
especially if you
it's-
get what's
it's-
called a pinprick piercing.
Yes,
so
that's
it's
what I want.
teeny
That's
tiny.
what I
My
want.
my sister has one.
Yes, that's exactly what I want.
But I pick my nose
And-
a lot, so I don't know if I would
Right.
want.
I need a
My
short one so
sister
I could
says
pick
it's
around.
perfect because it all gathers on there and you just got to pull it off.
Oh no, that's not happening. Yeah, that's not happening.
Nice.
Anyway,
Well, I also found one day I was online and I finally found my tattoo. And so I was just scrolling and I saw one and it's something I don't give a fuck if it's really what it means, but it's like Swedish for like new beginnings. And it's a symbol and I'm going to find it, but as soon as I saw it, I said, that's my tattoo. Like I've always wanted one, but I have a fear of needles and commitment issues. So I can't commit to anything being on my body like forever.
put it in a place that no one's going to see it unless they plan on getting you naked.
I am my upper lip. No,
She's going to be wearing her hijab
Hey,
or
when
whatever
you go
it
to
is.
get this tattoo, can we come with you? Can we make it like a field trip?
yeah, why
I'll
not?
hold your hand. Oh, I really like that.
It's cute. You should post that on our page.
With the eternity symbol and the arrow, that's really
Yeah.
pretty.
So I really liked it. And also if you turn it in a certain direction, and I mean this in a non,
It looks like two
disgusting
penises.
way. No, but it looks like my brother's initials, which I won't say what they are. But
I can
I
see.
think it like also
I saw penises.
I see
Or
balls and a
penises.
penis. Yeah.
I would do it in a different way so it doesn't look like I purposely have my brother's initials because that's it's a little too close. So
I think I'm going to get a little tiny coffee cup and saucer
that would be
tattoo.
cool.
Mhm.
That would be cool.
That would be tattoo number 3 for you?
Just two.
Just 2?
Yeah.
thought
Oh,
you
I
had
have
2.
like there's several that I want. Just going to get them is the. I want the yin yang. I really want the yin yang.
I like your
symbol.
Spider-Man one you want to get.
Ah, that's Spider-Man. That was like when I was young and firm and taut, right? To have Spider-Man webbing your nipple,
Oh yeah.
swinging across your abdomen with a web going to the other nipple.
Okay, that would be cool.
Wouldn't that
But
be awesome?
what would be cool is if you put him kind of like down near your belly button
Yeah.
and pierced your nipples and had chains running to him too.
Yeah. When I was young, maybe
You could do that now.
20, 30 years younger.
Look, it's a good thing you didn't do it when you were younger, because then he'd be Fat Spider-Man now.
You know, I
That's
have
like I had a tattoo artist.
That's true, right?
I had a tattoo artist when I was getting one of my tattoos done. I forget which one. He goes, he refused to put anything on people's asses. He's like, I'm not putting anything on someone's ass. And I'm like, why? And he goes, because some chick at 20 comes in and gets a cherry done on her ass. By the time she's 50, it's a fucking apple.
I had a friend who on her stomach, she
Mhm.
had a tattoo. I think it was like Winnie the Pooh or something, she had
Mhm.
told me. And she had lost a lot of weight and then had to have skin removed. And when she was reading the paperwork after, there was a section on like removal of one Winnie the Pooh tattoo. Like they took so much skin, they took the full tattoo.
Right.
You know, in cutting it. But yeah.
They didn't like tan it and let her keep it? Like, I would want that.
Did you guys see the article? There was an article that you can get that done upon death. You can have your tattoos removed, get them tanned, have them framed, and hang them in your home.
That's it.
Oh my God.
I'm leaving my tattoos to my kid. He's going to be like, only my mother.
Is such a freak. Yeah.
I mean, he'll have his own tattoos too, but he'll be like, Mom, I don't need yours too.
That's crazy. But I don't know. I guess I
No.
could see.
I don't think I could.
No.
I couldn't do that. No.
Well, they've only got.
I mean, maybe somebody's face, take that skin, but no, not a tattoo.
What?
That's just gross. No,
Just to wear
kidding.
later.
Who's that creature from Doctor Who that's just a face stretched out on a piece of wood?
The last human.
The Last Human?
Yeah.
That's
Do you
what
do you know her name, Lawrence of Avery? Cassandra.
That's
right,
right,
Cassandra. All right, so we got there's a ton of news stories. Do you have one specific that you want to talk about first?
Just my Ammon Bundy and the
Ammon Bundy.
Yeehawd update.
Oh my goodness.
My
Go
hashtag
for it.
Yeehawd update.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. So last Tuesday, I didn't really have full information on it, so I didn't report on it. But last Tuesday, Ammon Bundy got pulled over with a bunch of his dudes, and they got arrested. And one of them got killed. Robert Lavoy Finicum got shot and killed. But that surprises no one, because in an interview not just a couple of days before, he said, I'll never go to jail. You won't ever take me alive to prison, blah, blah, blah. And then he got killed. Now, there's video, and you can go look at the video, but even the video it's hard to tell who shot first. It's not a clear-cut case of Han Solo did it. It's really really hard to tell who shot first, but he did draw his weapon. So now, but Finicum,
he's the one who would sit outside
and
with the gun,
Yeah.
like sometimes covering himself in a tarp. But when you're done, I want to give you a little background on what he left behind in his plight for being able to
Bullshit.
overthrow a bird sanctuary.
Right. So he I forgot, you made me lose my train of thought. What I was gonna do. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Ryan Bundy, Ammon's brother, got shot, but he was only wounded, so he'll be fine. But Wednesday, after Ammon Bundy was seen in court, he released through his lawyer a statement that told all of the people in the bird sanctuary, wildlife refuge, whatever you want to call it, to stand down, as if he's talking to real militiamen. And they did not. So the FBI and the CIA and all the other various lettered agencies in the country created roadblocks. No one in or out. If you come out, you get arrested. And they told them, if you come out, we will arrest you. We may or may not release you, but we will arrest you. And they released 5 people. They've arrested everyone who's come out, but they've released 5 of those people. They've
Approximately
arrested
how many people came out?
I think they said that they've arrested 11 people. They have 11 more people in
Did
custody.
they come out because they were finally hungry enough to come out?
Well, some of them came out because they were told to, because their leader, Ammon Bundy. Every time I say Ammon, I want to put raw after the end of it, because I'm such an Egyptologist.
You know what? I always think you're saying almond, like Roca.
Almond Roca Bundy. Related to Al Bundy, shoe salesman. I really think all these assholes are related to Al Bundy, shoe salesman. But anyway, so they've been told to stand down, so they are slowly trickling out. most of them knowing they're going to be arrested, so they get arrested peacefully. But there are still an unconfirmed number of protesters, armed protesters. But the FBI is like, this is it. We're taking it down. There's no more. Of course, it's been a week, and there's still people in the fucking building, unless they went in and swooped in the middle of the night and took them. I didn't see anything on that. So
What do you got?
So the gentleman, what's his name? The one who was shot?
Robert Lavoy Finicum.
He died, correct?
He
Yes.
died.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He was a foster parent. Him and his wife fostered children. I want to say like 10 to 12 children.
It's 11.
Wow.
A lot of children.
11 children.
And those children are being removed from the home almost immediately and rehomed elsewhere because this guy fought for his right to be in a bird sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
Like he died for this, announcing and knowing he was going to die for this. And without, two fucks about these kids who lived and loved this family. Maybe
Yeah.
not him, but
No regard whatsoever for anyone
Mm-mm.
else's wants, needs, or rights, really. These people are they think they're fighting for someone else's rights. The problem with fighting for other people's rights is you tend to step on other people's rights while doing so. In the instance of all these wildlife sanctuary people who are supposed to be working, they're not getting paid. They can't go to work. They're not getting paid. If the government can't find a place to put them, they can't put them anywhere. They're on.
do you think
Most of
that
them are
they-
on unpaid leaves of absence.
Do you think they took the federal property as opposed to uh, 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 locking themselves into a farmhouse so there wouldn't be a repeat of what's that one?
The Davidians?
The Davidians or that other rancher that lived up in the mountains or something like that.
I feel as if they thought it was more of a government building than the bird sanctuary. I mean, I could be wrong, but
I feel like they just wanted a government building, not to protect their asses with.
So it was so they could be on federal, because they're on federal
Yeah,
ground.
it's
right
just so that they could
But
be on federal
isn't his
ground.
father on federal grounds? The Bundy, isn't that the whole
No.
issue with him?
No.
The father, he had his own ranch, but he was allowing his cows to feed on
BLM land.
BLM land, which is federal land.
Right.
And he had a contract with the BLM to pay them rent for eating BLM food, basically, and he never paid it. And all the BLM was trying to do was get him to pay what he agreed to pay.
20 years worth, I think.
Yeah, they
Right.
let him feed his stock for 20 years.
They didn't send any money collectors or anything. Say, hey, dude, you owe us for like 10 years worth of stuff.
Yeah, they sent him
5 years, you think they would come over and collect some money, but
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, they did not follow proper collections procedures, and then to show up and just try to confiscate all his cattle. It's like, no. According to all of the collections procedures in the world, maybe with the exception of maybe like China, you haven't followed proper collections procedures. You
I don't
can't
know.
just start
20
seizing
years
property.
is a really long time.
It doesn't matter.
But-
there are procedures that the government has put into place that you have to follow to collect on funds owed to you.
But how do we know that the procedures aren't different for
They're
land
not
development?
different. They're federally mandated procedures.
Now we don't know what the government did or didn't do when it came to that Bundy.
Even the government has said that
I'm just thinking. I
didn't.
think I lent someone some money, and I started hounding him pretty good after a year.
Yeah.
You know, so I still haven't been all the way paid back yet, but I've gotten most of it. So
Right.
and it only took 2 years.
But yeah,
Most
no.
is good.
I will never lend money like that again. I'm
Can I have $5?
never do it. No. Fuck no.
I'll get you $1 a day, maybe.
I
Gotcha, $1.
$1 a day would be a lot faster than what I had been getting paid. So there you go.
What are you looking at over there?
Tattoos.
What is that?
Oh, that's Cassandra. That's the face.
Oh.
That's the last human being.
I'm like, it's
So-
skin.
I'm pretty sure what brought Doctor Who into your mind was my fabulous sweater.
was.
Did you see my fabulous sweater?
He had that cute.
I know. I love this
It
sweater.
was ready.
I found this on a Facebook group. If you're a big girl like us and you want to get some clothes, there is a group on Facebook called Fatoo, FATTOO. And
Yes.
you can spell it all together or you could spell it separate. It doesn't matter. It'll find it for you. There's also Fatu Grand, Fatu Accessora, Fat.
Yes.
There's like a whole bunch of
There's
them.
like a Fat 2 Light
There's
for
Fat Two
smaller
Men's too,
sizes.
isn't
Right.
there?
There's what?
There's a Fat Two for men too, isn't
No,
there? Not yet.
they that's a different group. They were looking
Oh.
at a men one, but I'm pretty sure it's not part of the Fat 2
Oh.
umbrella. But there's wedding, where
Yeah.
you can go for like wedding dresses, prom
Prom dresses,
dresses.
evening wear. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Purses and shoes go under accessories.
Right.
When the woman who started this group, she started it and it was very small. I was literally over her house one day while her and another friend were like, "Oh, look, like we have to jump on and get these." And the next thing you know, the group was over 5,000 people, and then I don't know how many it is now, but it jumped like crazy.
You gotta watch that shit like eBay
You
in the
do.
old days
You do.
because like
You
you'd
can
be like,
no,
oh,
no, no.
that
You
was
just set your notifications so that you get notifications every time someone posts something.
You could. Now, what I would do, I had
except
to
that that's
stop.
like a notification every couple of seconds, isn't
Yes,
Yeah.
it's constant. But what I would do, I was on, you remember this, I was on a Fat 2 purchasing spree.
it?
Even though it's a closed group, anyone who's in the group can see.
Right.
And so all my friends who were in it were going, you're really buying stuff. And so um, I would do it at night. So when people would post at night, there's not as many people on to
Right.
jump on it.
Well, I don't get notifications, but I check it often. And I've been on the group for like a year and just stalking. I hadn't committed to buying anything at all.
I bought
There were
one thing.
tons of things that scrolled by that but when this showed up, I was within like 3 minutes of it being posted by the seller, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's Doctor Who!" And so this is my first big girls nerdy piece. I love it. I am going to change my entire wardrobe so I can match the blue of Doctor Who. Such a huge fan.
That's
Next
hilarious.
to Spider-Man stuff, right? So we go looking for Spider-Man shirts. Although there's some great T-shirt companies out there that cater to the larger woman and the larger breast sizes and stuff like that. So
On Fat 2, my favorite purchase is a T-shirt that says "I heart Jake Ryan" and has a picture of Jake Ryan on there. And when I jumped in on that, immediately there were girls like after me, after me, after me, like please, I'm next, I'm next, and it was a
next,
whole
right.
list. But I got the shirt. I wear it to bed.
yeah, so if you're interested, it's Fat2, FATTOO, and from there's links to all the other groups as well. So
They're pretty
and you can
amazing.
join those. You have to be approved to join, and it's really easy. It's really easy to buy. So be really careful. Watch your
Right.
budget.
Read the rules.
Yes.
Read the rules.
Right.
And if you do not have one now, get a PayPal account.
Yes,
Yes.
you do need to pay. That's the only way that you can pay, which is safe for you and safe for them. Plus, you have a refund if they don't send it and things like that. Because I've seen a couple of posts where I paid this girl. Can somebody message her? She's blocked me and she needs to
Right.
send me my crap or whatever. So if you have a PayPal account, you have fallback to get your money back and things like that. So I was so stoked. I when I got home yesterday, this was in the little package, and I was like, "That's my Dr. Who sweater!" I was so excited. So
Now,
thank
see,
you
I
so
look-
much, Kat.
And I see a Christmas sweater.
It is very Christmassy, but if you're a Doctor Who fan, you would
Right.
recognize all of the.
I recognize
the-
it from
the
like 15 feet
Cybermen.
away.
That's the TARDIS.
Yeah, I see it now.
That's the
Yeah.
hardest
Mhm.
TARDIS stylized with a D and a W for
That's
Doctor
right,
Who.
right. And then down here, there's the Weeping Angels.
And the
then-
Daleks. Those are Daleks in there too.
Ah, Daleks, that's right. And then more Cybermen down here at the bottom.
Those are
And I
Awesome.
think you have some. Yeah, you've got some along the edge here.
TARDIS.
Some TARDISes. Tardai?
TARDI.
Are they Tardai? Or?
All right, so there's like so many great stories this week, and I had such a hard time choosing what my number one is, but I'm gonna go with Barbie.
Ooh.
Oh.
Barbie's introduction of updated Barbies. There are 3 new body shapes, a plethora of ethnicities. Right? There's Asian, there's Middle Eastern, there's black Barbies.
Various
Different
shades of Black Barbie too, I
right.
think.
Different hair textures, colors, new skin tones, bigger feet. Some of these Barbies will have bigger feet, and so this all came. It was just like a 2-year secret project called Project Dawn, and then they released them this last week, right? there's also a plus size Barbie.
Curvy
Now,
Barbie.
curvy Barbie. She's got beautiful blue electric hair. That's like the main one.
Right.
I know Sierra was looking at the pictures and she said something. It's not really that curvy.
I was like, I don't really see a curvy Barbie, but if you put her next to regular Barbie, she looks like a regular SSBBW, honestly. But she is like a size 14. She's pushing a size 14.
And I'm so excited about this. So it's going to be released on you can only get it on Barbie.com for now until Barbie negotiates space with all the toy retailers so they can
Expand Barbie.
In other words, we're going to see how it does online first. We're giving the public what they want.
Right.
We're going to see how it does, and then those Barbies will make it to the shelf.
Right.
Now, I also saw, like, this is amazing. So many people were happy. There was one where they had one study where the kids were so excited, like, she looks like me. And the curvy Barbie's not limited to any one hair.
Right.
There's like a blonde curvy. Their clothing can use it leaves a little to be desired.
Of course.
They tend to have
Still new.
frumpier clothes
Right.
than the others, but it's great. But did you guys see the video of the kids, some of the kids' reaction to
No,
the
I
curvy
did not.
Barbie? There was a reaction to it that was kind of sad, where the kids would look and they're like, "Oh, this is the fat one."
Oh,
Or,
kids on it through the mouths of babes, right?
Right.
But
Or little kids,
That's
and then
where
they're
it's like, that's right. It is the fat one, and
Yeah.
here's the tall one, and the
but
skinny
they
one,
didn't
and
want
the
they
regular
didn't want that one.
Fuck
Or
them.
like, one was like, "This one is really FAT," because spelling it makes it better.
How is it
That's
fat? It's a size
crazy.
14. It's the same size your mother is, you little twat waffle.
Well, do you think just like
cake.
we as regular people look to movie stars and actors and actresses as ideals of what we want to be, that Barbie is just the ideal of what we want to be?
Barbie's not ideal because when they put her measurements up, like her
no.
measurements aren't realistic.
No.
But
She
you're
can't
right.
even
I
hold her
understand.
neck. If she were real, her head would not be held up. Her body would be all
No, I
floppity
understand
woppy.
that, but is that something that's
Yes.
in us
Yes,
innately,
absolutely,
or is it something
absolutely.
that's pro?
No.
Can we deprogram that? Maybe because that's what I think a lot of people want it to be, is something to
Yes.
deprogram
At some
that kind
point,
of thinking.
it won't be that big of a deal.
Right.
At some point, there won't be a rollout going, "Hey, look, we now have curvy Barbie." Like at some point, it'll just be a thing.
It'll be
Like they have
Barbie's friend.
the other Barbies, not Barbies, non-Barbies, the the Lamely ones.
Mhm.
Love Lamely
That
dolls.
it's just, these are dolls. It's not, they don't roll it out as like, "Hey, we got some normal sized dolls." They're dolls, and kids play with it. But
I love that Lamely comes with scars.
Now, to go
True.
along with this story with Barbie, Lego released a new boy with a hat in a wheelchair.
That's
It's
awesome.
handicapped Lego man.
Aw.
That was so awesome too. So like two this week. I don't know. Maybe
Right.
they joined together and said, "Let's do this.
Do you
Let's
guys
change the world."
do you remember a little while back, just a few months ago, where Target decided they're no longer going to have a boy and a girl section?
All
In
the
their
toys are kind of
store?
mixed
Yes.
together. They're just put together
Parents
by
went
like
fucking nuts.
Fucking nuts.
Fucking
Like, how
nuts.
will we know where to find toys?
in
What?
the toy
Right.
section. Like you let your kid wander around and pick up the one they want, buy it for
you
them.
think you won't find Legos because it's not labeled boy toys?
Right. Right. A lot of that comes from, there's one of my favorite people in the world, Bill Nye the Science Guy, is a huge advocate of trying to get girls more interested in science, or having their parents allow their girls to be into things like science or
Math.
construction or math or anything like that.
Engineering.
And that's one of the things he was talking about, was science toys. Where do you put them? They normally would go in the boy section.
Yep.
And so I thought that was a great idea, but then I saw how parents went freaking nuts. But to on a personal level, I used, when Fashion Bug, do you remember Fashion Bug, the store Fashion Bug was huge? I loved Fashion Bug. You go into Fashion Bug and it's separated.
Yes.
The smaller size are on the left, the bigger sizes are on the right. And they decided to mix the sizes.
And it was a clusterfuck.
For a few months, just
Uh-huh.
for a very few months. And I remember going shopping when that happened, and I could not find anything in my size. I'm like searching through racks and racks of clothes, and it's what, from 12 up or something like that. Or 8. I think it's 8
Something
up or
like
something.
that, yeah.
So I'm looking through, there's 8, 8, 12, 12, 12. There's like a million 12s and 14s, and I could not find anything that I could. And I said, please go back to having them separated.
Because we were conditioned that this is how it is. This is how the store is.
Yeah.
But I at no point did I write, on the Fashion Bug website, I will never come here again unless you separate the clothes.
Right.
I just said it's inconvenient.
It is.
But that's a big difference of digging through a clothing rack to find your size versus
As opposed
visual, like walking down an aisle going.
Versus putting
"Here's a
Littlest
Barbie."
Pet Shop next to Legos. Like,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a huge
So
difference,
it's-
but I can see how people would freak out. If I freaked out about just rummaging through clothes. I mean,
Right.
if I go to a thrift store, I go right to the larger sizes
Right, you know
if
where
they
to go.
separate them by size, right?
Mhm.
So I know exactly where
which
I need
is
to
why
go.
I don't shop at a certain clothes store because they never separate shit. Go Savers. That was not a paid endorsement either.
You like, hey, which one are you talking about?
I love
It doesn't.
Savers.
I know, but
Savers is cool.
Oh, Goodwill. I
Yes,
can't
they
shop
do.
there. No, not the one
Yes,
by
they
my house.
do.
It
Not
looks
the
like
one
a
by your
homeless
house.
person threw up over
Is
there.
that the one over
Go
on
to the
Stewart?
one by my house.
No, I don't live on Stewart anymore. It's the one over on Trop and
Trop.
Pecos.
Oh.
I used to go there. I used to be a big shopper.
I've noticed that different
Used to
parts
love
of
that.
town, the Goodwill products are
Yes.
a lot different in different parts of
Oh yeah,
town.
if you want the good shit, you gotta go to Centennial Hills
Actually,
or
you have to
Aliante
go
or some
to my
shit.
house,
Yeah.
to the new one by my house, where the clothing is separated in size and color, and the aisles are
That goes with
clean.
every store. That goes with grocery stores.
Mhm.
That goes with any dollar store. If you go to a dollar Savers or a 99-cent store in one part of town, it is so different from another part of town.
Oh yeah. The one over on Charleston and Nellis is all Hispanic foods in cans because it's Little Mexico over there. The one over by my house, there's collard greens. Just saying, it's true.
I love the one with I love the Spanish one because
Oh
you know
yeah. Well, yeah, Spanish
Asian,
food.
Spanish.
I do
very
too. I'm like,
close.
why am I not shopping there?
Right.
It's where I get my adobo. It's where I get my chipotle and adobo sauce. It's wonderful.
There you go. There you go. So every now and then when I'm wandering, because I go to different parts of the city for many various reasons, and so if I go by and I see a Goodwill over in a really fancy smancy part of town, I will stop just to go look. I don't necessarily shop, but I go, damn,
You
I
never
need
know.
to get this over in my neighborhood.
You'll never know
used
what
to-
you're gonna find.
Years ago, like I was a huge Goodwill shopper. Like I loved going because Target would, when their season was over, they would give their stuff.
Right.
And then you could get like a brand new shelf that you saw at Target for, half the price, but even more of a discount if you go on a special day. And it was great. But we're talking, my daughter was little, like we did it for fun. But yeah, very much like you go to the Green Valley one, or the newest one is up by my house. I'm telling you, it's my daughter loves going in there.
Here's the thing: the prices are different as well.
They are different.
They
So
are.
you are paying a little bit more, but
Yes, you are.
for as cheap as I am, I'd rather pay a little more to be able to find things
Yeah.
than not.
Yeah,
So
I'm the same way.
All right. So, what do you want to talk about?
I want I'm like, hey, what's up? I want to talk about so last night it was the Iowa caucus.
Oh, before
Right.
we do that, I have to do my curse word of the
Yes,
week.
let's do your curse word of the week.
It's time for the curse word of the week, brought to you by Sierra from SinCityBounty.com.
We should add cheers to
We
that.
should
or
add
something.
cheers. The curse word of the week this week is hoof-wanking bungle cunt. Hoof-wanking bungle cunt. The definition for it is Donald Trump. Or someone who is so obnoxious and self-absorbed that they could be compared to Donald Trump. The hoof-wanking bungle cunt, which is how we should refer to him from this point forward on this show.
If he's going to be
So-
relevant.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
That's I definitely want to talk about that really quick. But first, I mean, I'll get into it. Last night I was up until after 2 a.m. watching CNN, and nothing was happening. Nothing was
Doesn't that mean
changing.
it's like 3 or 4 a.m. in
Yeah,
Iowa?
Yeah, it was very late there. It was
Oh
like
my god.
becoming morning. the candidates were already hitting New Hampshire, getting off the plane, and I'm just sitting there like, we're talking .2 away. Like, I've got to get an end result here.
So are you a Sanders or a Clinton girl?
One of them.
You're one of those assholes.
I'm one of the two. So,
You're a Sanders girl, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
So
Of the two, I would choose Sanders.
I will tell you that I did one of those things where you find out like which candidate you're most aligned with.
Right.
And I really was even between the two of them. I was right there.
As was Iowa.
Did you not plug your computer in?
Um,
Oh no, your screen just died.
my
That's all.
screensaver came on. We're still here, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So results. You want to get to the
So,
results?
yes, but first, really quick, let's just talk about how fucked up it is, how different the voting is. Republicans go in, walk in a room, fill out a little secret ballot, pop it in, and leave and go home.
Right.
Democrats go in a room, which
Yeah.
is either a gym, a gun shop, a cafeteria somewhere, some type of, communal room. And then they say, everybody voting for Sanders, stand here. Everybody voting for Clinton, stand here. Guy who dropped out, you all stand here. O'Malley is his name. And my poor daughter last night was like, vote for O'Malley. I'm like, sweetie, it's too late. He just withdrew.
Yeah.
Like, he suspended his campaign. So here's what happens. They do the top two, and they said, okay, those of you who voted for this person and this person and this person, your vote is no longer valid.
Right.
So we want you to come and vote for us.
Right.
So you're over there going, come to my side, come to my side. Like,
we've
everyone
got cookies.
Yes, that's
Their
it.
coffee is better.
In Iowa, when you get down to these little tiny counties, it really was like, who has better cookies?
Right.
Or, well, my friend here is over here, but the guy I buy my eggs from is here. So which do I go to, my hay guy or do I go to my egg guy?
Were you watching this on TV?
Yes.
Enticing and
I did it before.
Right.
I went to the caucus years ago.
Right.
And it was my first time because I've never lived in a state where it was a.
Well, caucusing is only really recent here.
Here, yeah.
Yeah. So before, where I grew up, that's not how it worked.
Right.
But and I just remember going like, this is so fucking stupid and antiquated.
Yeah.
Like, this is stupid.
Yes, it
So
is.
even when they were having issues last night, of course, the Republican side, it was clear cut. Like,
Right.
pick up the box out of the Ace hardware and recount it if there's an issue. Here they have to call, like, it was going so late because they had to keep calling like the caucus leaders at the locations. And you're calling people at like Jim Bob's bucket shop.
Right.
And they're asleep, so they're like, we've got to verify these 3 votes. And it's crazy. Like,
And
to me, it's just
this is what we have to expect here.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
Crazy.
I will
So,
leave. I will leave.
I would too. I would
Like,
too.
you counted my vote, I'm out.
I won't be here. I mean, unfortunately, I'll be in
On the 20th.
Yeah, I'll be out for a soccer tournament out of state, but it's crazy. So anyway, bottom line, of course, the surprise winner, maybe not surprise, maybe it's not as much of a surprise that what
It
the hell's his
kinda
name?
was. Cruz.
That he won, but that he beat Trump by so much.
Yeah,
and that
he got 51,666 votes, and
Right.
Trump had 45,000. So
Now,
6,000
the
votes.
third
that's
place. Who's the
6,000.
third place?
Marco Rubio.
But Rubio by how many?
43,000.
So
how
only
close
a
were
small.
second and third?
45 and
Yeah.
43.
That's insane.
Do you remember we had Locke on the show, and he predicted, his political prediction
Right.
was that it would be Rubio versus Sanders.
Well, what they were talking about last night is that Rubio, the fact that he had such a good showing, and even he seemed surprised when he gave his speech.
Right?
Whoa!
He was like, "What? I wasn't expecting this. What happened?" His kids were like, "Dad, we're still up. Like, what's going on here? We didn't expect this." He's going to have a much better shot at better
Yeah.
showings in different states.
Yeah.
So it was unexpected that he would have risen so much.
The
in
one right
Iowa.
behind him was Ben Carson.
Ben Carson.
Down at 17,000. That's
Wow.
the huge 43,000 to 17,000.
And they think a lot of the other ones, I mean, their vote has to go somewhere now.
Yeah.
They have, whereas, on the Democratic side, it's really, you got to figure out, do you want Clinton or Sanders? You got to, pick, but they have a lot more choice. Those top three are pretty viable.
Yeah.
And you have like Jeb's people and, oh gosh, who is it?
Carson.
Yes, but there's also, who's
There's
the
Carly
senator? Who's the
Fienarini.
one
There's
from Pennsylvania?
Rand Paul, Jeb
Rand Paul.
Bush,
Right. Who?
Santorum.
Thank you,
Santorum.
Santorum. Rick
Santorum was at
Santorum.
the in the last place.
He was, he was at the end. So at that point, like, cut your losses, give the rest of your money,
Yeah.
or back who you think is.
Yeah, so I was counting Ben Carson, Rand Paul, Jeb Bush, Carly Fiorina, John Kasich, Mike Huckabee, Chris Christie, and Rick Santorum.
That's it, Chris Christie.
Their total votes, the total votes here on this chart, add up to 44,000.
Mm-hmm.
So if all of those guys just gave it to
Marco
either
Rubio
or Cruz, Trump is done.
Well,
Right.
yeah. I would rather, I don't know. Between
might
Rubio
be
and
now.
Cruz, I don't know who I would pick between the two of them. Cruz is really, really
I'd go
evangelical.
Rubio. Yeah, I'd go Rubio.
I'd
Personally,
I
go
think
Rubio,
think
too.
Rubio's going.
but I'm not
going
to choose that side
and,
at all. So there we go.
Yeah, well.
But I will talk
But
to my Republican
when you
friends.
go to
Which
But
I have to add about a friend of mine. So
and it'll be and then of course the whole thing is out of Sanders and Clinton, who can beat the
Almost-
viable candidate over
almost
there.
dead even, those two.
Well, they were so little,
less than half a
so
percentage
little.
point, wasn't it?
A negative for Hillary's my girl. I'll just
Hillary
tell you,
was-
Hillary's my girl.
Hillary was, according to the caucus, so it's not thousands and thousands of votes. Hillary was 701 caucusi,
Right.
and Sanders was 697 caucusi.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
Four.
very close. All night it was nail biting. It was as nail biting as it gets watching an Iowa caucus
Which is like,
in the middle of the night.
Jesus Christ, just pick the chocolate chip cookies already!
Martin O'Malley, poor Martin O'Malley, 8.
Yeah. Yeah, his was pretty bad, but now
Yay.
they're so close, his has to shift somewhere.
Yeah.
Now they're going to New Hampshire next, and Sanders is going to sweep New Hampshire.
That's his state, yes.
Right.
Mhm.
But the other states, like, as long as she can keep her momentum, Hillary still has a lot
Do
to
you
go.
think she's like beating up shit in the bathroom because
Of course. Well, here's the
because
argument
last
night.
time when she was running for the spot against Obama came and swept her out from under her feet.
Of nowhere.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who he was. Out of
Oh,
nowhere.
I knew who he was.
Well,
I saw
you
him
knew.
at the
You knew, but
Yeah,
you didn't know to what extent.
It was
That's
at the
what they're
Democratic
thinking Rubio will
convention
do.
from the previous presidential election.
2004, I think it
Yeah.
was,
Mhm.
and I saw that speech live, and I was like,
No. It would have
Damn.
been 90.
Now, let me get your opinion. So last night they're talking after. Oh, and you know
what's
what?
04?
I'm not even paying attention to chat, so I'm sorry. Let's see. Clash met Jeb's son last Saturday. Very nice guy. Not that he would vote for Jeb. So,
But
but
could
what
be
they
a
were-
great guy and still be a hoof-winking bungle cunt.
So what they were talking about last night is the fact that, Sanders came up and he talked to the crowd and everything, and he was really heated and animated, and his voice was loud. And that was okay. And Hillary Clinton came up, and I thought she gave, a really great, fan or not, I thought she, gave a very professional speech, polished, just what I'd expect from her.
right.
But she was, excited, and her voice was loud, but not screaming. So all they could talk about was the fact that Hillary Clinton was angry. She was angry and yelling, and then other people are going, her voice was no louder, her mannerisms were no different than Sanders, but because she was a woman,
Right.
Mhm.
it sounds as though it's automatically assumed she's mad, she's angry, she's screaming.
I believe there was a comedian who did the correspondence dinner, a female comedian, and she made the room swear that they would not talk about what she wore or her makeup on this news train of the
Mhm.
upcoming election. And that happens all the time. I'm going to tell you the only reason that I'm going to vote for Bernie Sanders, and the only reason is because I don't want that Clinton legacy thing going.
Mm.
So
Right.
that's the only reason I want someone new in there as opposed to another Clinton, right? I love the idea that she's a woman and that she's running and she's got a really, really good shot of it. And if
Right.
she becomes the nominee, I will 100%, of course, support her. But yeah, this kind of
I'm okay with. I mean,
yeah,
if Bernie Sanders is the nominee, I will as
yeah.
well. Unless the Republican nominee wows the pants off of me, but
I think
most
only Rand
likely,
Paul would be able to do that. Maybe Marco Rubio. He's kind of cute.
maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, so but this is going to be happening a lot, and because there were plenty of correspondents that weren't at that dinner that swore the oath. If it was a true oath, anyway, she was making a joke. So I know we're running out of time here, right? Well,
How did it get so late?
we talk a lot.
Yeah, that works.
We talked about piercings and tattoos and stuff.
That's
So
fine.
there a couple of things I just want to mention. A couple of news stories that I really, really want to mention. I have the hugest crush on Neil deGrasse Tyson today, and he schooled rapper B.O.B.
So good.
because B.O.B. thinks the earth is flat. OMG. If you hadn't had a chance, go to comedycentral.com and go watch, just type in NDT or Neil deGrasse Tyson or Tyson mic drop flat earth.
Can I share the end?
Yeah.
At the end, he drops the mic and he's like, gravity.
He goes, by the way, this is gravity. Drops. Oh, but I love it. He came out. It was on the nightly show, and he did the emergency science button or something like that. And Neil deGrasse comes out and he's eating a sandwich, and he takes off his jacket to like go to war. It was awesome. I love Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I do too.
Zika virus. Let's talk about Zika virus real quick. Sexually transmitted. First case in the United States in Texas. Did you know the?
It's the first Dallas. It's the first. It's the first case in the U.S. and it's the first case to have been proven to have been spread sexually. It's not the first case where they found Zika virus in semen, though. There was another case where they found the Zika virus in some dude's semen. So just so you know, don't go fucking nobody from South America. That's how you get the Zika virus.
Without a condom. You can fuck them all you want. Just wear some condoms, right? You should be wearing condoms anyway.
Listen,
Yeah, because
right?
They
if you're
discovered
worried,
it in Texas, according to this. So, it's not limited to people from South America.
he fucked a chick from South,
No, no.
or she fucked a dude from South
Yeah.
America and got Zika
But
virus.
I saw the map of where it's at, and it's South America and Mexico. So
which is south of America. So
that's why we're building a wall, right?
that's right.
Um,
Hoofwinking bungle cunts.
one of my favorite pages on Facebook, Nerds with Vaginas, they posted a link to a great Instagram. It's on our wall on Facebook, so you can go see it. But it's an Instagram account of Dicks with lattes. Dick Latte.
Is this by the same person who does dicks in a shoe?
I don't
No.
know if it's just pictures of coffee cups with latte art of penises
Oh no.
ejaculating
No, this
or
was
Dicks and
non-ejaculating.
shoes is fabulous.
Dicks and shoes.
Dicks
I
and
haven't
shoes
seen
is
the Dicks
amazing.
and shoes. Let's see. Joseph Fiennes in a half-hour comedy sketch is going to play Michael Jackson on this legendary road trip with Elizabeth Taylor and Martin Brando.
And everybody's like, you can't have a white man play a black man. Yo, just saying, he was whiter than most of the whiteys I knew by the time he passed on.
Well, the tense on that statement is bad because it's already been filmed and it's going to be coming out.
yeah,
It was
so-
filmed almost a year ago. So it's done. And it's a comedy sketch. So I understand the up in arms, especially with the Academy Awards and all that we talked about.
Right.
Oscar So White. Is that the Academy Awards?
Yeah.
Oscar So White. Yeah. So I can understand the up in arms, and I don't agree with that mostly either. But it's a comedy sketch. It's like Saturday Night Live doing
It's
it,
supposed to be funny.
right?
At least he's not doing it in blackface. Oh.
So, and there were a couple other news stories. Just go check our wall on Facebook. Our Twitter account has most of these stories as well. Our Tumblr. We don't have an Instagram yet because none of these girls will take the mantle on that. So,
If I pull up an Instagram for Sin City Bounty, it's all going to be videos like the one I posted earlier.
I will
tonight,
listen. I have to be honest. I stay logged into my child's Instagram because I like to, I never want to mix the two up.
Yeah.
So that's just one time I need to keep it very separate because that is the one social media she's allowed and I stay logged into it. So.
wow. Dick Latte is on Instagram, right?
Right. I
But
mean,
you're logged in, so you monitor it
I
very
know what she
closely. Very,
does.
very
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
nice.
And she knows. She actually self-monitors. She's really good. Like, Mom, I accidentally saw a picture, and here's how I got there, and here's what happened. So yeah,
Hey,
she'll
thanks
tell me.
everybody in chat for who's there, and thanks for watching
Oh
us
yeah.
live. Of course, the video will be up probably tomorrow.
Yeah,
She
I'll put
loads it up
tonight.
probably tonight, and I'll
Yeah.
pimp it out tomorrow along with our audio. If you want to just listen to the audio, we
And
love.
Really quick, Clash asked if we heard about the woman who takes professional dick pics and gets paid.
Yes.
We
Yes,
posted
it's
that on our
amazing.
page, I think.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's also on our timeline. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is.
We still got a few more minutes.
Oh, okay.
He's letting us go to 58.
What do you want to talk about?
So the Journal of American Medical Associates.
That's right. You had some fluffy.
The Journal of American Medical Associates I think should be up for an Ig Nobel Award because they have proven that heavy pot use can damage your short-term memory. I think every pothead I've ever known knows that. I don't think we needed the Journal of American Medical Associates to come up with that.
Nope. Do your Lady Gaga one too.
Oh, I used to hate Lady Gaga. Like, I thought she was terrible. I
And
didn't like her
we
music.
talked about this earlier. I'm on the same page with her. I didn't like her either.
I wasn't a big fan of Gaga, but then I started seeing her interviews, and I liked her personality, and then she put out different music, and I really liked that. And then she did jazz, and I'm like, what the fuck? That's amazing. And then she did American Horror Story, and now I love her. Lady Gaga is going to be singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. Monsters unite for the big game.
I still don't love her.
Really?
No?
Really.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is
Is
there
it
a
the meat
particular
dress?
reason? Is it the meat dress? Because I think that's a turn off for a lot of people.
Not really the meat dress. I mean, she's really great at bringing the attention. Her jazz was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard some of her duets with like Tony Bennett, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. Love her Christmas commercial with him in Barnes and Noble.
All right.
I've just seen other interviews that I don't find her as interesting, and her drug use is very public.
Oh, I did not know
Yes.
she was a drug user.
There
Maybe
is
I'll
that.
have to rethink that then. Not a big fan of drug users.
Right. And the whole thing is that she's loved by so. I realize they shouldn't be like singers and all that shouldn't really be a role model for our youth, but you know what? Sometimes they are.
Yeah, and when they're
Sometimes that's all kids have.
yeah, and when their message is basically, you know what, boo, you do you, then I'm okay with that.
Right.
Yeah, I
that's
can
okay.
understand that. I'm not a bit. One of the other reasons why I love the NDT BOB music fight Twitter music fight story is
Right.
because Tyson is saying that BOB telling people that the Earth is flat as a role model
Yes.
is
Damaging.
just wrong, very
Mhm.
damaging to a future, our children's future. So how
So
much time,
unfortunately.
Lawrence?
1 minute.
1 minute.
I
So that
agree.
was
You
it?
do you.
Yeah.
And I totally agree, but there's just so many youth, especially.
I'll have to rethink that. I didn't know that she
Yeah.
was a drug user. Although the Walking Dead drug user or Fear the Walking Dead opens up with the heroin user or whatever. He's adorable. He's like a mini Johnny Depp. It's awesome. We'll talk about. We still have that TV episode that we're gonna do, where we're gonna do nothing but talk about TV that we love.
Love it.
Because I've got a story about my mom in Game of Thrones. She
I've got
just
a new
discovered that.
I've got a new TV show I
I
fucking
know
love.
you do. We got to
What
talk
is
about
it?
that too.
The Outsiders.
It's some redneck backwoods.
It's like
I watch
Oh,
all the
it's
BBC shows
Yeah,
on
me too.
Netflix.
except Doctor Who apparently.
Hey, we're SinCityBounty.com. Follow us on social media. We'll be back next week. Maybe with a guest, maybe not.
We'll be black next week.
I didn't say black.
Yeah, you did.
Hey! Michael Jackson in the house.
Well, I'm calling out now, kitty, kitty. While I'm the one that's ready to pounce. How could such a cute